everyone. Today is the 25th of February 2021. I am doing a video of myself to explain to you how the Filipinos came over to England in those years. At the moment, it's estimated that there are about 200,000 Filipinos working here in the United Kingdom. And we have the first generation and the second generation of Filipinos. Filipinos came to England in the early 1970s because UK was in demand of workers at that time from the service industry like hotels, and factories, and also in hospitals all over the United Kingdom. You see, at that time, the hospitals in the United Kingdom are divided into three areas. We have the general hospitals, we have the mental hospitals, and also the mental handicap hospitals. So most Filipinos working in the NHS and healthcare services here in the United Kingdom came over as either nursing aides or nursing auxiliaries, which is the old counterpart of healthcare assistants now. And also some work applied for to do the nursing courses. Like if you are lucky, then a nursing school can recruit you to do the nurse training. For pupil nurse training is for 2 years, that's for practical nurses. And then you have to undergo the 3-year course, which is called the State Registered Nurse Qualification, or State Registered Mental Nurse, or State Registered Mental Handicap Nurse. But most Filipinos at that time worked as nursing aides and nursing auxiliaries. But those Filipinos who worked as nursing aides and nursing auxiliaries were all professionals. And they were either public school teachers, they were medtech graduates, laboratory technicians. They were also chemists, lawyers as well, and dentists, and doctors as well. They came over to England to work as nursing aides or nursing auxiliaries because it was easier to come to apply for work in that service industry. Then you're lucky if you will be accepted to do your pupil nurse training or your student nurse training. And the rest of the Filipinos work as domestics in hotels and other industries. So that's how the bulk of the first generation of Filipinos came over. Yun yung mga naunang mga Pilipino dito sa United Kingdom. Nagtrabaho sila as mga assistant sa mga nursing homes, sa mga hospitals, and then meron din mga nagtrabaho sa mga hotels and mga pabrika. So that is what we did in the 1970s, because I was one of those Filipinos who came over in the 1970s. And then if you are employed as a nursing aide or whatever work they offered you for your work permit, then you're not allowed to move to any other profession. You'll have to stick with what is in your work permit for 4 years before you are free to embark on your chosen profession. So after 4 years, a lot of Filipinos, because they can do the courses anyway because of their academic backgrounds, a lot of them went to do their nurse trainings, like me, and also some lucky ones, the doctors, they were admitted to do their professions as doctors, but they have to study again. as well as the laboratory technicians, they had to undergo training again, because the only schools, or the only university that is recognized here in the United Kingdom is the University of the Philippines and the Ateneo de Manila University. Any other university, you'll need to repeat what you have been studying in the Philippines. Okay? So, and in the early part of 2000, United Kingdom again is in desperate need of trained nurses. So they recruited trained nurses in the Philippines to come over. But when these nurses came over to England, they have to undergo a lot of tests again. And they have to take the practical examinations, the English as a second language test, and today it's called the occupational English test. You have to pass this, otherwise you will not be allowed to practice in the United Kingdom. During my time, the 2-year course practical nurse, state-enrolled nurse, you have to also take exams every year and take the hospital or the School of Nursing's final examination. And the same is true with the 3-year course. After you've taken your School of Nursing final examination, then you will be allowed to take the state board examination given by the government. So there's a lot of examination, and talagang masasala kayo sa ito. You will be trained in becoming a registered nurse here in the United Kingdom. So that is what is it. So now there's a lot of Filipinos working as frontliners here in the UK because of the reputation of the Filipino workers here in the UK. They have good command of the English language, and they are very, very thorough in their work, and easy people to be with. Actually, there was one production manager in the factories, which one of my patients, and he said, "Give me Filipino anytime. I prefer to employ Filipino workers because they are good, they are loyal, they are excellent in their work." So when the Filipino really is in another country, they become really excellent workers. I do not know why in the Philippines we do not maintain this kind of reputation. That's why, because the Philippines is highly politicized. It's all about money. Here in the United Kingdom, at the moment, if you are a registered nurse, you'll be earning around nearly 210,000 pesos a month. That is only basic pay. If you do some overtime, then 350,000 pesos a month is chicken. That is why a lot of Filipino nurses here earns about nearly 5 million pesos a year. And you cannot earn that in the Philippines. When you have been accepted to work here in England as a registered nurse, you've won the jackpot. So that is why I encourage you Filipino nurses to come here to England and gain some financial rewards, as well as learn the civilized way of living in a civilized society. Okay? Right, so that is my blog for today. And just to remind you to just keep on following the rules that has been taught among us about how to manage COVID-19 is obviously to maintain wearing of masks, avoid crowds, social distancing, and hand washing. Those are the things that you need to do to be able to fight COVID-19. Good luck and happy times.